So, I've had this idea for quite a while now. I don't know why I'm putting it into play now, but after I made my first or maybe second video of solving all my cubes, I thought, you know what, I should really make this poor cube solvable. So that's exactly what I will be doing in this video. I am looking forward to it, but since I don't have any sticker packs nor the money to buy a sticker pack, I am probably going to have to paint it because no stickers. But this should be a fun build, or modification if you would say. I wouldn't really call it a modification, but it basically is, pretty much, because it's basically a sticker mod without the stickers. So, let's get started. So, to start, I just took a paper towel and a knife to peel all the stickers off. And all this paint that I have already tried to put on there. So, this was a pretty enduring process because I had to make sure that I didn't scrape off any of the plastic while I was doing it. After I was done taking all the stickers off, I ran into a problem really quickly. Well, number one, the cube looks pretty good, but number two, the faces were very dirty. So I had to go take them to a sink or something and get them washed. And after everything was looking pretty good, I got out some Scotch-Brite and I just rubbed it all down to make it much smoother and get rid of that extra resin, because that can be annoying. So I'm just getting rid of all of that right now. Not have to deal with it later and have an uneven painted surface. And then after that, everything was looking good, so I went over to my place to paint things and gave everything a good coat of black. I also needed to blow it around a little bit just so it doesn't get in those cracks and basically lock it up. It's going well. It's going. So after the paint dried, the cube looked like this. As you can see, the paint is very uneven. There are spaces where there's gloss and some matte, and apparently the paint is still drying or wet in some places. So that could be a minor problem, but it could be fixed. So, but despite all my efforts, the cube no longer moves due to the fact that paint got inside of these little cracks. So I just needed to get my knife and basically cut into all of them, getting rid of the paint, making sure that it can move freely. So that one won't move. Now I need to be very careful with this, because if I cut too far deep, I can end up cutting the mechanism and the core itself. So, and that isn't good. So, and this paint does seem to tend to like peel off. Or it just gets scratched off easily. That's all I'm saying. So, one, two, three, four. Okay, so all the faces are turning freely. That's good. Now I believe it is time to paint the cube with the colors that will represent the sides. Actually no way, I gotta rub it down first, because it's a bit uneven. So just a little bit of Scotch-Brite will help. This will take some time. And in order to start painting the cube, I needed to mask everything off with masking tape. That's not in the camera. So that I can make sure that everything that isn't supposed to be painted isn't painted. So for this, all you need to do is cut off some tape, preferably painter's tape, which I'm not using, and just cover up all the sides of the cube. And you want to press it down very firmly so that nothing really escapes through it. Just like this. And you only want to do it to one side only. Like, you don't want to cover up the entire cube with it, because then it's just a waste of tape. You're only painting one side. You're not going to be painting all over the place. So it's just best to cover up part of it so that, number one, you don't waste tape, and number two, you don't have to take all that tape off when you're done. Which, in my case, is a really good thing. It saves a lot of time. A lot of time it saves. So, after everything was taped up, it looks like this. Now, there will be a problem with the painting because of this centerpiece. You can see the little, I don't know what to call it, the attachment that holds it to the cube or the core. It's not exactly a screw. Wait, it is a screw. Oh. I had no idea about that. Oh. Well then, so apparently you can change the tensions on this puzzle, which will be very beneficial to me in the future. Okay, so apart from that, I got out my Tamiya color paints, not sponsored, and got out a brush, just started painting it. Now, if you're doing this with paints, you're going to want to stroke in one direction only, and apply multiple coats of paint. Because then it provides a solid base. Well, not really a base, but it provides solid color. So, that's just a good tip for you. And you also want to make sure that the paint is fairly well mixed so that it doesn't just run off the cube after you're while you're painting it. Now, after you're done painting the first layer, it should look something like this, with all the strokes going in one direction. Now, after you're done with this, you would want to wait for the paint to dry. And I would say at least 2 or 3 hours for it to dry. It does dry pretty quickly, but just to be on the safe side, 2 to 3 hours. And you want to do that for every single side, all 6. And hopefully, this comes out pretty well. I personally do not know how this cube will look after I'm done, really. And since I figured out that they are indeed screws in there, I might change the tensions up a little bit to make it more of a speed cube, to be honest, or a mini. So, yeah. I will wait 2 or 3 hours for this to dry, then apply the second coat. And then, after all the painting was done, the cube looked like this. It does move, but the painting isn't the best. I don't know if you can see it, but on the white side there are a bit of smears and such, and the painting isn't very even. So, I mean, it's not the best at all, center slicing is a bit of a nightmare. But it does it anyway. It works. The cube is actually solvable, which was the goal of this video. And I did achieve that, apparently. So, thank you all for watching, and I will include some pictures of it after this. So be sure to stay for that. Okay? Thank you all for watching.